Hey guys, Cam for 15 back with another video for you guys. Back with another episode review of Hoshi No Ko, as these last two episodes have been going crazy. Preferably the one before episode 9. But um again, I knew going into this season was gonna be crazy, and it's even more crazy with this play about the life of Ai apparently, and her telling the truth about her story. Which, okay, what the hell, right? So it's gonna be interesting, right? So, look, I'll talk about episode. Okay, so episode 9. I'd rather talk about episode 8 more because episode 8 is more interesting in my opinion. But episode 8, or episode 9, you got some solid moments in that episode. Like, one, you have, again, the funny moment, or the one thing that you do see now is that Aqua and Kana are now on speaking terms again. And it's nice to see. Like, he's actually talking with her again. And I think she's genuinely happy about that because I think at the start of the episode, they're walking in public together, and eventually somebody sees, she calls out to Aqua, and then these fans are like, wait, that's Aqua? Oh my goodness, it's Aqua Hoshino, and things like that, right? um so she had to pull him away, and it's funny because they end up having a discussion, right? And essentially, the discussion is talking about, she's like, well, it's not like I'm into you or anything like that. Even, I want to date you or something like that. That's Kana's saying. And then obviously, she's talking about, but it doesn't matter because you already got a girlfriend. And then that's when Aqua's like, me and Akane broke up. And she's like, oh, why the fuck did I just say that? Damn it. Damn it. I said that stupid shit, and now I have no shot at Aqua anymore. But she does kind of get, I guess, a small victory. The fact that now she's calling Aqua Aquaton. She has a nickname for Aqua, so she's happy about saying that. And Aqua's just like, all right, okay. And it's funny because Mem walks in and it's like, wow, she seems a lot happier now. I guess you took my advice of wanting to talk to her now, huh? And he's just like, I'm just doing what I need to do. So it's absolutely hilarious, right? It's absolutely hilarious. But mostly what contains of episode 9 is continuing this play idea. And essentially what happens is the director ends up running into actually Ruby, right? And they have this talk, and basically, you know, what is it? And it's this whole thing because in episode 8, obviously, like I predicted, once the news came out, once Aqua revealed the news about once the Aqua revealed the news about I, right? Ruby was rightfully pissed. She was pissed. Like, she was like, why the hell would you freaking, trash our mother's name and do all this thing, and and keep her lie and reveal her lie that she had. And obviously Aqua at that moment is like, well, you did say, like, if we could do anything to save Arima, you would do it, right? Now I figured if she had found out this was Aqua's plan, she would say, oh hell no, I'm not doing that. No. You want to find another way to save Kana? Do that. Do it another way. I'm not gonna have you slander mom's name like that. And they kind of both have good. They both have their own points, right? At one point, Aqua, I think Aqua's, they both have good points. Like, one, Aqua's doing this to help a friend, to get her name out because otherwise her name is gonna be tarnished and it may harm their brand, right? But also, two, Ruby's point is also valid enough too, from the standpoint you can understand her frustration because it's like she's looked up to her mom and I, and two, she's making a name for herself. It isn't like, oh, she is the daughter of I, Hoshino, so she's basically in the shadow now. Like, for her, it feels like, okay, now I'm just back in my mom's shadow. It's making it feel like people can say, oh, well, blah 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 blah. Now, surprisingly enough, the public actually is not mad at them. They don't hate them for this. The public actually is like, oh shit, wow, they're actually, that's crazy. They're the children of Ai Hoshino, who was one of the famous idols, ever, right? And essentially they're like, wow, they're really doing this legacy for their mother and everything. And people, and honestly, Pete, the public is actually chill with them. They're actually like even more supportive than anything. Like, they've gotten more supporters because there's a moment where Aqua's walking in public again in episode 8. He's got a mask like, oh, it's Aqua. Oh, she know, blah 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 blah. They're getting more support than ever before. So in a weird way, so far this has actually turned out to be a good thing for them. A good thing, right? But as I was saying, in episode 9, the director was talking with Ruby, right? And the director basically made a mention, right? About telling, like, hey, man, look, don't get mad at your brother. Like, he probably had a reason to do what he did. Because in this whole thing is, Ruby basically is so pissed at Aqua, she doesn't view him as a brother anymore. Basically saying, like, you're dead to me now. Don't talk to me. Don't affiliate with me. I want nothing to do with you. You broke our family, right? Um, so there's that, right? So in a way, you can understand her frustrations and understand like why she'd be rightfully mad. Now, will Aqua and Ruby eventually make up? I think at some point. I think at some point when she finds out the truth about who Aqua really is, right, and that he's a doctor, she'll probably be like, "I forgive you, brother. I want you to be with me now." So whatever. Anyways, to say the least, right? So as I was saying, right, to continue on, right? Um there was a moment where Ruby's talking to the director and the director sees I and her, right? And is like, "Oh, no, no, no." So essentially he comes to the table because in episode 8, we find out, crazy enough, that the director actually talked with I at one point, and but really, I think about a few weeks before she died, and basically he wanted to do like a biopic on her, like a documentary of them getting to Tokyo and do the Tokyo Dome and stuff like that. And basically, she's like, "Hey, do this video, right? Or do this thing, and don't show this to Aqua and Ruby till they get to age 15. Then you can show him this." And basically, the director basically did a whole video of I basically telling the truth about everything. And and obviously, the director's like, "Why do you want to do this?" And she's like, "I just want to tell my truth. You do know." And he's like, "Okay." And he's like, "Well, just to let you know as warning, it's not exactly sunflowers and sunshine, and you're okay with that?" And he's like, "Yeah, I guess, if you have your story to tell." And she's like, "All right, well, be prepared, because I'm not gonna be telling any more lies." And you actually see like the light in her eyes that you would always see, it's gone now. And it went actually to that dark shade eye star color like we've been seeing with Aqua and Ruby. So I don't know what the hell she it, so are you trying to say that I wasn't ever a good person to begin with? Because if that's crazy, then I guess that influences this reason why the dad is a freaking psychopath. Because more than likely, I was probably a psychopath. I guess. For all we know, we could just be like, "Oh, well, I forcefully, slept with this dude, and this dude wanted nothing to do with I. Other just be like co-workers, but then maybe freaking I was the crazy possessed woman that maybe forced herself on him." I don't know. Well, I guess we'll just find out when they come. But basically, that's when the dude decides to make a whole movie, a whole thing about it, right? So at first, they get the directors, and basically the director at first, he wasn't like chill on. He's like, we could get sued for this. But they're like, "Well, yeah, but we can just make it this type of way." And he's like, "Okay, I'm in," right? So they're getting all their investors they're trying to get, and they're trying to get actors to do it, right? And now the one director, he wants to do it, or the producer, he wants to do it with Frill being the main lead. But then obviously our director dude is like, "I want Ruby to do it." But it was kind of scummy to make her do it, because to make her play her actual mom is insane. But it ends up leading to the episode where it's between Ruby, Frill, and Akane, essentially, right? And essentially, that's kind of the whole thing, right? And Frill even kind of gets Akane, because at first Akane is like, wants something to do it, but she's like, "Well, I heard Aqua's gonna be in this movie too, so hey, maybe this is your way to, I don't know, make amends." And I don't know, I'm just saying, throwing it out there, right? I also did find it funny when Ruby does see Akane, she's like, "Oh, that's right, my brother and Akane broke up. I can't exactly call her big sis anymore." But it seems like there's gonna be a duel between these three to get this main role. Akane more than likely is doing this so she can get back in the good graces of Aqua and maybe try to make amends with him and just be like, "No, I want to help you. I'm committed to this. I don't care what that you say." Frill's doing this for her own reason, because we find out she's actually kind of a selfish actor of her own right too. And then Ruby, Well, she's just doing this because she's kind of doing this. She's kind of lumped into this, to be honest. So there's that, right? But the crazy part that kind of in these two episodes that happened was in regards to the dad and the actor that was supposed to actually play I, and that was, I think her name was Yura. So we end up seeing at the end of episode 8, like this girl talking about who's 20, she's 25 years old. She's talking to this one dude, and talking about like how they're making her play this role of like a 15-year-old character, and they're just like, I just don't understand why they just can't get somebody else to go do it. Like I kind of want to like expound my range to doing something else than just trying to be portrayed as like a teenage girl, even though I'm like in my mid 20s, right? Understandable stuff. So the guy basically is like, oh yeah, don't worry and everything. I'll have your back, and he basically gives his hint like, hey, let's go out for a hike and everything. Just be careful. The mountains are treacherous, and the one of the things you don't want people to get pushed off and everything. And then you get the moment that we saw at the end of season 2, and we find out that Aqua and Ruby's father that killed this chick, that was her, the girl that was supposed to play I. Now I don't know why. Maybe because he saw something in I and he's like, no, he can't catch it, but or can't she's not living up to the word of I or something like that. I don't know, but for that end of season 2 moment to come full circle in this, so you remember, I'm thinking like, oh, maybe this is a Kane bro or something like that. Nope, it wasn't. It was this girl, and this dude ends up killing her. And I should have seen it coming. I remember when I was first watching the episode, I'm like, this guy's got blonde hair, and his eyes are closed, shut. I'm like, is this dude supposed to be Aqua and Ruby's dad? I know. It's like, no, there's no chance. And then when he revealed who he was, I'm like, this guy's a psychopath. He exactly told her like, hey, basically gave her a warning, like, I'm gonna push you down. And that's what he very much well did, which is crazy. But yeah, but these last 2 episodes of Oshi No Ko have been going crazy. It's gonna be interesting to see where this acting arc goes, and everything, or this play about Ai's, life essentially. So it's gonna be interesting to see. But if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts, hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Oshi No Ko content. Again, apologies for missing out the last 2 episodes. I've been busy playing Resident Evil 9 and doing other stuff and work and things like that. Our baseball season is about to start, so things can get a little bit hectic. So there's that. But anyways, if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts, hit the subscribe button if you want to get more Oshi No Ko content or any other stuff I upload to the channel and things like that. But till then, guys, stay safe out there. Have a great rest of your day or your night or whenever you're checking this video. Till then, guys, peace.